Welcome back to Crusader Kings 2 after the end. Last episode, there was a couple of comments saying that maybe I over-edited a little bit too much. Maybe I'm cutting out too much of the important stuff. So what I'm probably going to do then is try and do this whole thing in one take. And see if my commentary is good enough to be able to carry it without editing. Either way, last time, we did a massive invasion. As you might remember, we took the whole of the High Colombian Confederacy here. We took a decent amount of land. Not as much as I'd have liked, but we were kind of forced into surrendering almost. Just because the war was going on for so long, and they were able to get so much easier war score than us because their troops were superior, and they had, you know, faster reinforcement rates, things like that. Because we were feudal at the start of it, and we've only just converted to, sorry, we were tribal. We've only just converted to feudal, so we barely have anything built, which means we're very weak relative to pretty much everyone else around us. The Confederacy still kicks around. What is that? 3,200 men, and he's a eunuch. Oh god, what happened? So, you know, we've got to be careful here and there. They've got some good artifacts, though. It's a shame we can't go raiding anymore. We can steal artifacts. We might be worth having a look around and seeing what artifacts actually exist in the game. One of the writers for the After the End actually commented on them on the last episode, saying that they were specifically about sort of like the lore and the artifacts and things like that. So that implies to me that there might be some pretty cool artifacts kicking around in the mod that we want to look around for. Now, the other thing I realised, the British, the perfidious British, how well I know them, sat there right on our borders. The Redcoat Dominion there, looking a bit threatening with their 20,000 men. I think they've got bigger fish to fry than us right now. Obviously, they've sort of like, that's the Hudson River, right? Or Hudsonia. Columbia proper? President Dennis Stewart. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this guy's more or less an ally to us then, because he is our president. Sort of also kind of providing a nice buffer there against them. We want to be careful. Now, I'm thinking, where do we want to expand? And I've sort of brought this up a couple of times in the last few episodes. I think we do need to go into the Caribbean. I think we do need to escape onto these islands, because if nothing else, they're really defensible, so that if the British, or say the Colombian Confederacy get enough men, or even Upland at this stage, start pushing down and putting pressure on us, we can at least run away and flee to the Caribbean a little bit, and try and hedge our bets, maybe playing tall down here. Now, we can do that, because I did install Flogi's tech mod, as you saw last episode, so that's definitely a direction we want to take. But it's going to take a while to get there. Oh shit, we're in the middle of a defensive pact as well, aren't we? Who have we got right now? So, Afro-syncretic defensive pact against the mouse. Well, seeing as we'd be holy warring against the Caribbean anyway, that's not a big deal. We've also got a Christian defensive pact against the mouse. Weird, okay. And what's the current character? I got to refamiliarize myself here. He's actually pretty good. Dis Ironside, the second of, obviously, House Waltney here. Shrewd. Pretty great. Ambitious, diligent, kind, gregarious. You know what? He's a good character. He's all around a pretty decent guy. Business focus I'm quite happy with sticking with, actually. Because that's going to obviously help out with hopefully developing and building up the Flogi's tech mod buildings. What's our religion? How's our religion looking right now? Let's take a look at this. Religion's map mode. Oh, God, what a mess. So we're Americanist. We're one of the last sort of few Americanists we've got around DC here is the last sort of survivors of that. My God, we have a real challenge here then, don't we? Oh, shit. Like, everywhere is a different religion. Right, okay, fair enough. Let's head south. Why not? Let's go for Havana. How many men have they got? 3,200. I imagine we've got... right, it hasn't really been long enough since the war for our levies to be at maximum. We do have more or less triple their men, though. Oh, wait. Hang on. 3,000? I thought they had 1,000. That's me being a fool. They've got a decent amount of men, unfortunately. Vassal... Oh, dangerous factions, independence, 71%. Oh, shit. Who is she? Colonel Faye of Bahama. Why didn't she like us? Did we not grant her this land in the first place? Domain too big. Alright, okay. Let's solve that to start off with then. Alright, what have we got? We've got, anything we want to keep, really? No, not really. We've got this sort of duchy here. Duchy of Peachtree. Let's just go ahead and find a new vassal for this then. So preferably, our religion, our culture of high stewardship as well. And preferably someone who's not already landed wouldn't hurt. What about this dude here? Has he got children? Nothing. Well, I mean, that's kind of a double-edged sword. If he's got kids, it means that, you know, they'll inherit, and it's less management for us. But it also means if he turns out to be a shit vassal and he dies off with no kids, obviously we get the land back. So, give him deep set. We'll give him, Okmulgi. Okmulgi. These names are never going to stop being mispronounced, let's put it that way. So what else we got? We got Ocala, Homosassa, Daytona Beach, Forts, what, sorry? Sumter? I kind of wanted to keep this, but we're over our domain limit, and it's really far away from what we want anyway. So we're going to give this away to Beaufort here. What does he want? Charleston, is that? Yeah, there we go. Alright, well, that solved that problem. Hopefully she likes us a little bit more. What do we think? Colonel Fair Bahama, minus 28. A little bit of cash wouldn't hurt. Raise levies minus 24. Oh, shit. Right. That's going to take out... Well, that's going to cause a lot of issues. We could flip over to Corpus Aurelius Civilis, which would give us the plus 5, because this one's a minus 5. Plus 5 with our feudal opinion, and also a plus 10 to our burgher vassal opinion there. I don't think we have any republics under us, though, so it's not a big deal. But that eventually will let us obviously get Canonici, which gives us the true plus 5, rather than gaining back the 5 that we're losing from Roman law. Is there anything else worth passing before that? Probably not. I'd rather go for this one. So we've got 3 supporters, 3 undecided, plus our vote. And in theory, we should be able to pass that without worrying about it. Oh, we have favors, apparently. I wasn't expecting this. As the prosperity of Orlando increases, land which was previously considered marginal is increasing in value. 300 gold. We've already got that much prosperity, really. We do, wow. Level 3, booming. So this is going to give us a whole new holding slot, which is really great if we want to play tall, which we probably do, given the size of some of these empires around us. Yeah, alright, 300 gold. It's a little bit risky as we're about to pass a law, to be honest with you, because it's going to make people less likely to vote in favour of it, but let's go for it. Why not? Oh, it actually worked. Sweet. Okay, well, that's going to improve opinions a little bit more, at least. What is that taking us up to now? Minus 22. That's fine. That's nothing really to worry about. She does have a lot of men, though. Holy shit, we actually don't want to lose her at all now that I think about it. Gastronomic tactics. Beast trophy. We can't really afford to give her anything. Why don't we get our Secretary of State to go and improve relations? That seems very American. Secretary of the Treasury is really bad if we've got anyone better. Yeah, and he's a vassal as well, so that's 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's get him collecting taxes. Try and build up some of our... oh, shit. Well, get rid of some of our debt, at least. We'll have this guy train troops, just because the additional troop limit would help out a lot. So the levy size plus 50% is obviously pretty significant when we're, going to be playing tall. Man in Black, who have we got? Cade, Swanwick. Have we got anyone slightly better? This guy's also a vassal, so that probably wouldn't hurt. Yeah, let's do that. Study Tech, probably in the Colombian Confederacy, I guess wouldn't hurt too much. Maybe Colombia itself in Baltimore there. What have they got? 17, 14, 16? Yep, they are better than us in every way. Again, just flipping from feudal alone has sort of killed us off a little bit. Maintaining mercenary band. Why are we doing that? I might get rid of them, just because the malices probably aren't worth what they're giving us. Levy reinforcement rate minus 10%. I might just go ahead and clear those guys out. Sorry, Alan. You can go. Thanks. Goodbye. Alan was not happy to dissolve his mercenary band. He's reported to have taken his soldiers and disappeared. Everywhere gets highway robber band. Well, you know what? Whatever. Leave him to it. He's just going to basically go and do whatever he wants to now. Just essentially treat it as a courtier. Nothing really comes out of that besides those pretty annoying highway robber bands. We can get rid of those, in theory. And apparently we're searching for an artifact. Are we? I don't remember that, but that'd be interesting what we got. Speaking of which, I've got the artifact search mod enabled as far as I know. So we can type in rare artifact and actually see if we can find some pretty cool stuff here. So we'll sort by rank, I guess. Those you would imagine to have the best ones. So obviously we've got the High Colombian Confederacy there. We've got the King of Honduras. What's he got? Fallen Star. Publicly follows the Falling Star religion. He's got a gun. A gun would be very, very useful. Martial plus 3, personal combat plus 2. Counts as a weapon. Although for a weapon, that's pretty good. Morale damage plus 10% as well is pretty great. What have we got? Sigurd. The King of Thunder Bay. Okay, weird. Old World Machinery. It's an engine. No use to us. We need to be Rust Cultist or Atomicist. This goes out of Diplo range. We probably should change it to Diplo range, yes, in that case. What else we got here? I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it. And obviously us as well. We have a rare artifact, supposedly. I guess that would be our compass, right? Justin, Oligarch of Green Bay. Old World Glass. You know what? I think the gun's probably the best thing to steal right now. So we're going to go ahead and steal this man's gun. Let's do it. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this in this mod, so I will sort of show it off for those of you who haven't seen me do this before. Although, if you've been watching for a while, you're probably about to fall asleep. So, we're going to go and steal this man's gun. We've got to decide who we want to take with us, and this is a stat-based event chain. So the higher the stats, the more likely we are to succeed. So Bell, my marshal, has 20 marshals, so obviously he'd be pretty good. Or we've got 13 intrigue there. Obviously we'll take the marshal, because 20 marshal is probably going to be much, much better. We're probably going to be combat-focused now then. So, fighting guards, sort of going for the more aggressive, try and smash and grab style of theft. The Secretary of the Treasury comes to see you one afternoon and explains that he's devised a plan to bring in exotic goods. Organize a trade expedition. Excellent. The time has come to purchase pack animals. Oh, that's a cool little attention to detail rather than the merchant ship. Oh, there's a chance of that giving us arbitrary now. Okay. That's something I did buy after the end, because that's definitely not base game CK2. I guess we'll purchase them. I really don't want to gain the trait arbitrary. That seems a bit of a downside. That's how they balance this event. Normally, I would always go crew of bandits, because there's a low chance for it to fail, and it's essentially going to save you a huge amount of gold there. You know, it's going to save us over 50% of the cost, but we'll lose the 200 gold. It will pay itself back. Now, with a high enough diplomacy, we can take the priests along with us. We do have a high enough to succeed, I think. Now, we've also got gregarious, so we can talk them down. So we'll definitely take the priests for the plus 80 gold there. We can rank up. Oh, of course, we're part of the Ivy League. So hopefully we can get ourselves a magnum opus this episode as well. So foreign lands. Alright, so this is our in-between, you know, joining the Ivy League and doing our studies and going on a trade expedition. We're sneaking into this man's castle. So we can force our way inside. Again, with the martial focus, this probably is the best one, just looking off the top of my head here. 57% chance of success. Oh, sneaking through the window. Really, we must have pretty decent intrigue then. Yeah, we do. And we're a flamboyant schemer, so that explains a lot. So we can rely on our martial. We can rely on our own skills, 67% chance of success. Or we can go with a high sort of diplomacy, gregariousness, the fact that we're kind and humble, to convince some servants to let us in. 75% chance or 74% chance of success there. Let's do that one. Mainly because it is obviously the highest chance of success. You manage to evade most patrols until you come up outside the treasury. 2 board guards stand between you and your prize. Rush them. 55% chance of success. Again, based on martial, and our character's a really bad martial character. Really, we should have taken a character that complements what we were going to do. But, you know, seeing as we're going for the diplomatic approach, we didn't really have the option to do so. Pose as a servant and give them poison drink. 73% chance of success. This is looking good. We're leveling up to lecturer within the Ivy League. That's quite nice. Alright, now that we've dealt with the guards, you're free to search the treasury for your target. Time is short and the treasury is filled with documents, jewels, and many miscellaneous items. Search carefully. 64% chance of success. Search frantically. 51% chance of success. I think this is based on martial. Split up to cover more ground. 60% chance. So this is not as high as I'd like, to be honest with you. 64% chance of success. Now, the failure... The failure state, see, this is what I normally edit out. The failure state is actually pretty severe. So we can get wounded, we can die, we can become depressed, things like that. So we've got to be careful. Let's go for it. Young Everett, I really don't care. I'm in the middle of robbing somewhere. Excellent. After making your escape, you feel relieved. You've managed to steal one fine artifact for your collection, and your foe has no idea. That went better than I thought. And Bell, our marshal, our Secretary of Defense, I should say, likes us a lot more because we had a pretty successful heist there. Awesome. We got ourselves a gun. Old world firearm. Wow, that's really, really good. Quality 4. Morale damage plus 10%. Martial plus 3. Personal combat plus 2 as well. That's incredible. We're looking to build up the treasury. Again, if we're playing tall, the treasury is going to be very important. The magnum opus is going to be very important. And obviously Flogi's tech mod with all of its buildings and cool stuff like that. That's going to play into it a lot as well. And this is also going to play into the whole tall aspect of things. With this event, you always pick the most expensive one. So, a dozen strong horses, even though you might not want to, because we're already at a massive negative already, it's definitely worth it in the long run. So this is, thanks to our high learning, we can actually apologize for our steward there being a dick at his feast. Next thing we're going to have is the debate I was talking about earlier between our priests and his priests. Good chance of getting zealous out of this. I'm not going to do that because we really don't want to annoy the guy that we're going to, you know, try and start a trade deal with. So we're going to intervene with our charm and soothe the debaters because we have gregarious. Alright. After long hours of negotiating and discussing possible terms of trade, you and Duke Raphael II of the French Antilles seem to have arrived at a mutual understanding. This will be a profitable agreement. So we got the second best outcome there. The best outcome is you become friends with the guy and get a really good trade deal. This is the second best, and look at that. 500 gold, 150 prestige, and a trade route for, I think that's, what, 30 years? That's pretty great. Prosperity increases, we get 2 stewardship, city vassal opinion. Such a great event. Now, we have an option here to pay the Secretary of Treasury who arranged that whole search. I mean, 50% chance of getting greedy and disappointed by -5. We've already got greedy, so who cares? You know, -5 for gaining 115 gold. If I phrase it like that, it seems a lot more of a nice deal, doesn't it? So we'll go with that one. Getting the greedy trait. I think that's a bit redundant. Alright, what can we invest our gold in? Let's take a look at the Flogi's temple then. Oh, wait, do we have any trade posts? That's what I should look at first. We do, but I don't think they belong to us, do they? No, none of them do. That's fine. Alright, Flogi's. What we really want to focus on getting, as I mentioned this before, are the stat boost buildings. So the general opinion, the diplomacy, the martial. We need a castle domicile for those. Now, if I can find it on this list of buildings, where are you? There it is. Small castle domicile requires an early wooden castle, and the early wooden castle we can actually build now. The next levels of castle, so obviously you build the lowest level of the domicile, which lets you build the lowest level of the buildings. Then, to get the higher levels, you need to upgrade your castle. And to upgrade your castle, you actually need to upgrade these sub-buildings. It's quite well balanced, and it takes a very long time before it gets kind of powerful, in my opinion. It takes a lot of gold and a lot of investment. So we'll go for our early wooden castle here. And how much is that? 240 gold. That's going to give us 2% economy, technology spread rate. 0.1 military tech points isn't insignificant at this stage, especially as we've just come out of feudal. Yeah, I'll take that. That's great. Alright, that's a good start. Now, it might have been more sensible. Oh, shit, 20 gold a month? Ignore me then. I was going to say, depending on a monthly income, it might be more sensible to go for, you know, like a tax modifier or something like that. Or something that gives, you know, monthly balance increases. 20 gold a month is ridiculous. Then again, we're quite big, though, aren't we? We're quite a large area there. Inherited Beaufort? Oh, right, we inherited that back from the guy that we just granted all that land to. So we'll give it to this guy, Sergeant Alexander of Mount Pleasant. You get Charleston. I'll also give him Beaufort as well there. There you go. We could hold Charleston ourselves, I suppose, and actually that is a trade post. So if we inherit that again, I might hang on to that. Now that we've got the stewardship to hold it, because that's thanks to the business event. We could switch out of this. We want to build an observatory, don't we, as part of our sort of Ivy League training. So I'm actually going to go for scholarship in that case. We need to construct a lab. We need to build an observatory. Wait, do we have the mission to construct a lab? No. Oh, wait, we do. Right. We'll do both then. Construct a lab for science. And build observatory as well. So this is going to help out a lot both with the traits that we can get from this event chain. And it will just give us, you know, tech points, things like that as well. So this is, again, part of my tall plan. Secrecy is of great importance, and the experiments I will perform in my laboratory may frighten the simpletons and tantalize my fellow chemists. It turns out I've been doing this wrong all this time. I normally always went for this, remote guarded compound. Turns out the actual best one is this one here, an efficient and accessible office. I didn't know this. I always thought it was the big remote guarded compound, but apparently you get better outcomes if you go for one that's more accessible, I guess. But the downside to it is people are more likely to be able to steal your stuff. You get events in the society to, you know, raid into people's offices and steal their ingredients, stuff like that. I didn't realize that this was, you know, the best outcome. So we'll go with that one. This is the first time I've actually done this before. So we're learning together. All right. What do we want to do? We want to spend the most gold that we can. So maybe I shouldn't have bought this forge yet, all things considered. State-of-the-art laboratory, 35 gold. This is going to set us back a lot in terms of gold, but we will do it. Yeah, we'll endorse this guy's paper. There's no downside to doing it, just besides making him dislike us, so there's no, you know, no reason to do that. My librarian shall not rest until we have such a collection. 20 gold for the best books we can get. Let's do that. Better storage, 25 gold. Oh my god, this is going to cost us a fortune. Import the tools we need, another 20 gold. Fair enough. Wonderful news. Successfully endorsed paper. Oh, nice. So because we endorse this guy's paper, and because he's got decent learning, stats like that, we actually get +1 learning out of that, because we made a good decision, essentially. But I generally always endorse them anyway, because most of the time, I rarely ever see a paper not being endorsed. You have to have a really, really low learning for that to happen. Only the best would get enough. 20 gold to buy some lovely imported ceramics. God knows where we're importing them from at this point in the game. Perfect. We improve relations with... Oh, thank God for that. Colonel Faye of the Bahamas, the one that's leading the Independence faction, which I assume... Oh, she still is. This guy wants Galvacan succession again. With enough gold, once we finish this event chain, I might just bribe them, just to keep things in order a little bit. The observatory is ready, and we can begin studying the stars. Again, if we can get erudite out of that, that will make the best magnum opuses, essentially, and which obviously can give us the most bonuses to pass down to our children. The ambition of a general. We got state-of-the-art laboratory. I think that's just what I normally get anyway. I'm not sure whether or not we got the best outcome out of that. I think you need certain weird traits as well. I think the lunatic can play into it in some regard. So above. As above, so below. Gain 30 economy tech points. State-of-the-art laboratory given +2 learning. And 0.10 months prestige forever. That's a permanent boost. Well, at least for this character. Complete the mission. Sweet. Now, how old are we? We're 26, so actually, I think we're definitely going to be able to write our master thesis or magnum opus, I assume it is. There might be some difference, I'm not sure. So what can we do now, then? Is there any difference between this and the Hermetic Society? Perform psychoanalysis. Oh, right, so that's essentially the horoscope trait from the base game. Horrible event. I would never recommend doing that. It's good if you've got a lot of kids, and you've got, like, elective succession, tanistry, something like that, because basically, the game will randomly pick the best education for them, and you have to sort of follow it. If you don't, your kid can come out really, really bad, because you're going against what, you know, this event chose for them. Again, good if you've got tanistry or elective. Not good for us, considering we're on Primo. Brew antidepressants, so we can get rid of depressed or stressed. That's pretty useful. Give standardized test. Now, what is that representative of in the base game? I'm not entirely sure. We need to be another rank before we can do that. We need to wait a couple more years, because we've only just become a lecturer, haven't we? And we need 1,000 science, so I think chances are we're going to need to just wait till we get 1,000 science anyway. Tech points. Lovely. Right, what can we do with our tech points at this stage? Legalism level 4, construction level 4, military organization level 4. They're all the most important stats, in my opinion. We don't really need to focus on these until we come across a building that we want that we don't really have the tech points for. Noble customs wouldn't hurt. Oh, that's only getting a +2 to vassal opinion. Majesty actually might be better in that case. Majesty or tolerance? Tolerance when we've got larger empires. And again, there's a lot of religious issues in this mod, particularly as we've got this big empire, but the religion is genuinely all over the place. What a mess. Tolerance might not hurt. It's only a few %, but it will definitely add up, especially as it will add up with everything, not just the nobles. I'm not really sure. That unlocks Imperial Administration, which I don't think is going to be relevant for a very, very long time. We could save up for this and go for the short reign bonus. Oh, God, I'm going to have to go for legalism. I hate myself because I always go for those. And I kind of want to vary up my playstyle, but it's just the best, isn't it? We spent many nights looking in the stars in your observatory. It's truly fascinating. There are so many questions to ask. So, we've got how do the star moves. We can become a scholar, an erudite scholar. Or we can go with something strange out there and find the Necronomicon and sort of go into the occult. Lots of tech points, but we run the risk of going mad. We need to play safe. That's the truth of it. You know, we've got this big defensive pact against us. We've got not a great heir. And we haven't got any congenital traits or anything like that. We need to play safe until we can play a bit more crazy later on when we've got like a very stable empire. That we're still on the rocks here. So I'm going to go, how do the stars move? And become a nice scholar. Now what can we make? The Kingdom of Florida. Oh, sweet. Done. We're now a double king. Can we make an empire at this stage? We need, 3 kingdom titles, right. And 8,000 prestige. That's not going to happen. At least maybe not with this character. Secretary of Strait. Secretary of Strait. Javier has uncovered several clues indicating that Chief Tokos of Stampede possesses important information regarding the artifact. However, he's unwilling to talk and Javier wants more spies. Plot discovery minus 50%, plot power increase minus 50%. That's an issue. That's for 5 years as well. That's a lot of resources he's asking for. It could be a great artifact though. Again, seeing as we haven't really seen any of the artifacts in this mod, I want to see what happens with this. This is a rare event chain to get anyway. Just getting it in a mod but that adds a load of cool artifacts. I really want to see what happens. Elias Waltney. We're going to go with Thrift, just because Thrift is still the best education trait for any kid, no matter what you're going to educate them in. Except for Marshall, I think, is true. And obviously Doctor as well, but that's different. Does she have Wiregrass? What? Does she have Wiregrass? Where is that? Wait, here? Du jour. Oh. It's just this. I see. Okay, weird. Sure. I suppose we can usurp it. We don't have to worry about it, really. It costs us 126 gold. 50 prestige. I kind of don't want it. The gold is more important to us at this stage. Holy shit, look at the size of this Empire level title. Wow. And that's what they could have. But we've obviously decimated them a little bit. Are we worried about the British? This man's called... Wait, this province is called PD? Alright, let's not worry about that. 20,000 men. How many of those are event spawned? 3,000. 4,000 retinues. Actually, he's very strong. Even with his event-spawned troops there, he's a pretty difficult force to deal with. What is this? Strange ships. Reports from Beaufort speak of strange foreign ships arriving in the harbour. The ships fly unknown flags and their design is unlike those of the local merchants. The ships are larger than normal galleys. Their sails and rigging appear to be in poor condition after a long voyage. They've anchored themselves a respectable distance from the docks, and local authorities are requesting that you deal with the outsiders if and when they dispatch landing parties. This could be important. I'll grant them an audience. I want to see where this goes. I don't just want to immediately sort of scare these guys off in case it's a cool event, and I think we can deal with whatever they throw at us. One of the foreigners steps out and speaks in an archaic tone of the old world. Those words are stilted and heavily accented. You can understand some of what he says, and your court scholars are able to fill in the rest. The spokesman explains that they are explorers and merchants travelling far across the ocean to bring knowledge and wealth to their patron. Recent discoveries in court fashions have spurred a desire for certain goods that have been in absence and scarce in their homeland for centuries. He claims you stand to be enriched by this lucrative trade. Well, foreign trade. We lose 20 patriotism but gain plus 5% national tax. That sounds pretty good to me. 20 piety for plus 5 national tax for ever. I like that. They can trade, but they pay extra tariffs. We gain 47 gold. Foreign trade. That just seems a straight-up upgrade. I'm not sure. I don't deal with infidels. Send them on the way. 50 patriotism. These are agents of fluoridation. Kill them and seize their ships. So we're going to... Okay, it's always the fluoride that's the problem, isn't it? I kind of feel like I want to take this. They trade, but they pay extra tariffs. Is that fair? You know what? 20 patriotism. I don't want to risk that in case, you know, they get annoyed at me for charging extra tariffs. Sod it. Give them access to our markets and harbours. Excellent. The foreigners are pleased with your decision. They present you with gifts of silver, coloured glass, and smoothly carved white stone. The foreigner spokesman makes another offer in the words of a distant past. Several of his men remain behind in your court to study the language and culture of your and perhaps teach your scholars their own language. This will ease future communication difficulties and solidify a profitable long-term trading partnership. You catch disapproving looks from the few more zealous members of your court. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Foreign spies? No, you know what? We need friends at this stage of the game. Anybody to help fight the British, I think. A British mercantile scholar has joined your court. Oh, they were the British. What I meant was anybody to help me be friends with the British. Definitely... No, sorry, that was mistranslation. Obviously, we're speaking different languages here. What was this person called? Court. Yaffle? Here he is. Yaffle. That's still got that weird religion where they worship the Queen. Yeah, he's actually really good, though. He's a pretty decent character. Astute, scholar, greedy, brave, envious, proud. Good, you know what? All-round, fairly decent character. Welcome, Yaffle. We can usurp a duchy, or at least we could for a second there. We still don't want to do that. Enemy plan to invade? Oh my god. One of the vassals of the British, worshipper of the Queen, is planning to invade us. Shit. 45% plot power because obviously we've got minus 50% because of the artifact search. Shit. Well, I feel pretty stupid now. Kill Duke Peleus the Just. I'm a little bit worried about this guy. Yeah, I mean, we can try the plot. Obviously, we won't succeed because we've sort of nerfed ourselves into the ground there with our own sort of stupid artifact search. Anybody want to join? A couple of people, actually, and even Lord Havelot there wants to also join. Yeah. All right. Welcome aboard. Why are you not joining? Join the plot, please. Havelot, do you want some gold? 502 gold. You know what? I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I don't want you part of the plot. Who is cheap? Who actually has decent plot power? This guy would be pretty cheap. 76 gold. Probably worth it. If we can kill off this dude before he invades, that would be very, very useful. Owen, I'd love to send you some gold, but I actually can't. 15 gold to this dude. Welcome aboard. Another mare here. 82 gold. That seems a fair amount. Alright. How's that looking? Interesting. 30 military tech points thanks to our observatory. Thank you very much. 91% plot power. Alright, so what we're going to do now is find out where the hell his Cape Fear. Right, he's here. So what we'll do then, we'll move our Spy Master up there. Are you the best Spy Master we've got still? I mean, this guy's technically better, but I also don't want to annoy this guy by sacking him from the council. Unless we get someone very, very good. Let's take a look. Don't want to worry about invasions at this stage of the game. Join court, yes. Sort by intrigue. Pluto? He's possessed. But hang on, he's called Pluto. And we're the mouse. I mean, he's basically our right-hand man, isn't he? Welcome aboard. Excellent. And he's also betrothed to this 14-year-old girl. Good for you, Pluto. Alright. Let's get him to build a spy network. That's at 8.5%. Not a huge amount, but it might be enough just to get rid of this dude. That's over 100% when the game actually wakes up and realizes. We lose to Trent Gregarious. That sucks. Just randomly. Okay, well, you know what? That's CK2. I'm used to it at this stage. Anybody else? 51 gold. This guy might actually join. Holy shit. Okay, welcome aboard. 103%. And when are they going to invade by? 12th of April, 2745. We've got 2 years to try and kill this dude. Damn. this could be difficult, especially if he gets a lot of men, because obviously when we invaded, not only has he got 3,000 men already, which is, you know, nearly half our troops, he's got a lot of invincible men as well, and when we did an invasion, we got like 10,000 men. So if they turn up, I might not be able to win this. Thank you for watching. Shout out to all the patrons, whose names I'm going to have to find on my very large patron list. Let me know what you think of the series as well. I'm really interested to hear some feedback on this. If you've got any tips as well. Again, I've not played this mod before. I've not really even looked into it very much. I'm trying to keep it as much of a surprise as I can. Just so we can sort of, you know, keep things interesting. I don't like knowing things inside out. Anyway, shout out to my top tier super L rank patrons. Lucas Holting, Daddy Good, Heydog, Gabriel Vanders, Michael Mullen, Logan Thorne, and Jocelyn Dean Tesla. And to the rest of my wonderful, incredible patrons as well. Prince OO, What's This? Polmarston. Polmaster. That one is one I should definitely get right. Brandon Vitoniak, Quetlachkli, Zarreven, Necrophilin, Dunkonya2179, The Lizard King, Euron De Vries, Jordan Campbell, Snippy R, Salaki. I've been saying it's Salaki, but it might be Salakis, I'm not sure. Chancellor, Sheev, Palpatine, Imperator Augustus, and Jack Allen. Thank you all so much for your support. Check out Patreon below if you're interested in some of the perks. Some of my great perks. My perky Patreon. Damn it, I can't edit that out now.